Love is the heart and soul of any meaningful relationship. It's not just the rush you feel when you first meet someone, or the excitement that comes from early attraction. Those feelings are wonderful, but they are only the beginning. True love goes beyond those initial sparks. It grows deeper, richer, and more meaningful over time. It's not about perfection, and it's certainly not about everything always feeling easy. Real love is a daily choice, an active decision you make every single day to care for or support and understand another person. It's the willingness to show up, not only when things are fun and exciting, but also when life is challenging, messy, or uncertain. Love means listening, really listening to your partner, not just to their words, but to their emotions, their fears, their dreams, and their unspoken needs. It's about offering comfort without judgment, giving space when needed, and leaning in when they feel lost. It's about knowing when to speak and when to simply hold their hand in silence. Sometimes love is big and bold, grand gestures, passionate kisses, and declarations of devotion. Other times, it's quiet and almost invisible. The way you remember their favorite coffee order, the way you check in to see how their day is going, or the way you notice they're tired and take care of the small tasks so they can rest. Real love doesn't keep score. It's not a transaction where you give only when you get something back. It's about generosity without expectation, kindness without calculation. This doesn't mean you lose yourself or accept mistreatment. Healthy love always includes respect for your own needs as well as your partner's. But it does mean you're willing to put in the effort to nurture the relationship even when it's inconvenient. Love also requires patience. People are not static. They grow, change, and sometimes stumble. To love someone means accepting their imperfections while encouraging their growth. It's believing in them even on the days they doubt themselves. It's choosing to see the best in them, not through rose-colored glasses that ignore reality, but through eyes that recognize their humanity and their potential. And perhaps most importantly, love is built through consistent action. Words can be powerful, but without action to back them up, they lose meaning. Love is in the follow-through, showing that you mean what you say, keeping your promises, and proving through your behavior that your partner can rely on you. Over time, these actions build trust, and trust deepens love in ways that fleeting romance never could. Love is also about shared experiences, celebrating successes together, facing challenges as a team, and creating a life that reflects both of your values and dreams. It's in the memories you make, the laughter you share, and the comfort you find in each other's presence. Even in moments of disagreement, love provides the foundation to have difficult conversations with respect and understanding rather than hostility and blame. Ultimately, love is a choice and a practice. It's something you create together, every single day, through intentional acts of care, compassion, and respect. It's the foundation on which passion and commitment can thrive, the steady heartbeat that keeps the relationship alive through every season. It's not about avoiding problems, but about facing them together with the belief that your bond is worth protecting. True love doesn't just happen. It's built, brick by brick, through shared effort, mutual respect, and an unwavering decision to choose each other again and again. Sex is one of the most powerful and intimate ways two people can connect. While it is often portrayed as purely physical, the reality is that sex, when approached with love, respect, and understanding, becomes something far deeper. It becomes a language of closeness that words alone can't always capture. It's not just about the body. It's about the soul, the emotions, the unspoken connection that forms between two people in their most vulnerable moments. In its healthiest form, sex is not a mere transaction or a tool for temporary pleasure. It's an act of trust, affection, and emotional intimacy that strengthens the bond between partners. True intimacy in sex comes from being fully present with each other, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. It's about creating a space where both partners feel safe, desired, and valued. In this space, vulnerability isn't something to be feared. It's embraced. You let your guard down, revealing your true self, and you receive your partner's openness in return. This exchange builds a deep sense of belonging and reassurance, reinforcing the belief that you are loved not just for what you give, but for who you are. Sex, when fueled by love, becomes a celebration of the relationship itself. It's a way of saying, I choose you, I desire you, I cherish you, without needing to speak the words. It strengthens emotional bonds because physical closeness can enhance feelings of affection, security, and attachment. Scientific research even shows that physical intimacy releases hormones like oxytocin and dopamine, which naturally increase trust and happiness between partners. But beyond biology, the true magic lies in the shared emotional experience. When passion is coupled with care, the connection deepens in ways that last far beyond the moment. However, for sex to truly strengthen a relationship, it must be mutual, built on consent, respect, and consideration for each other's needs and comfort. When both partners feel heard, appreciated, and desired, intimacy becomes something you both look forward to, rather than a duty or an expectation. This means communication is key, not just about preferences or boundaries, but about how each of you feels before, during, and after intimacy. Honest conversations about sex can eliminate misunderstandings, prevent resentment, and make the experience more fulfilling for both. Sex without emotional connection can feel empty, no matter how passionate it may seem in the moment. That's because, while physical pleasure is temporary, emotional intimacy is lasting. Without care and emotional presence, sex can become disconnected, even alienating. On the other hand, when sex is grounded in love and respect, it becomes a reaffirmation of the relationship. A private, sacred space that only you and your partner share. The role of sex in a healthy relationship is also about nurturing attraction over time. In long-term partnerships, passion can naturally fluctuate. Life responsibilities, stress, and routine can sometimes dampen desire, but making the effort to keep intimacy alive is essential. This doesn't mean forcing anything or chasing constant excitement. Rather, it's about staying curious about each other, keeping the spark alive through small gestures of affection, and remembering that desire thrives when love and emotional closeness are nurtured daily. Sex also has the power to heal and reconnect after conflicts. While it's never a substitute for resolving issues, intimacy can be a way of reaffirming your commitment to each other once problems have been addressed. In moments when words fail, the closeness of physical connection can communicate reassurance, forgiveness, and a renewed sense of unity. Another important aspect of healthy sexual connection is the balance between giving and receiving. True intimacy is not selfish. It's about mutual pleasure, shared exploration, and a desire to make the other person feel valued and appreciated. This reciprocity builds trust and satisfaction, creating a rhythm where both partners feel fulfilled and connected. Ultimately, sex in a loving, committed relationship is not just an act. It's an ongoing conversation between two people. It reflects the health of the emotional bond, the level of trust, and the respect each partner has for the other. When approached with care, openness, and genuine affection, it becomes a powerful thread that weaves two lives closer together. It reminds you both that love is not only felt in the heart, but experienced through the body. In moments of vulnerability, closeness, and shared joy. When love, passion, and mutual respect come together in intimacy, sex becomes more than physical pleasure. It becomes an expression of the deepest connection two people can share. It's one of the ways we say, I see you, I choose you, and I'm here with you completely. This is why, when sex is nurtured with love, it becomes not just a part of the relationship. It becomes a reflection of the love itself. Commitment is the steady anchor that holds a relationship together when everything else feels uncertain. It's not just a promise spoken in the heat of romance. It's a decision, reaffirmed again and again, to stand beside your partner through every season of life. Commitment is the understanding that love is not only about feelings, because feelings can rise and fall, but about choice. It's about deciding that the bond you share is worth protecting, nurturing, and fighting for, no matter what challenges arise. In its purest form, commitment is an act of loyalty. It means that when life gets messy, when misunderstandings happen, when stress tests your patience, when attraction feels less intense than it once did, you don't just walk away, you stay, you work through it. You choose the relationship even when it's inconvenient, even when it demands more from you than you feel ready to give. This kind of loyalty builds trust, and trust is the foundation upon which love can deepen and passion can grow. Without commitment, even the most intense attraction or the most romantic love can easily fade, because there's nothing holding it steady during the storms. Commitment doesn't mean losing yourself or sacrificing all of your needs. In fact, true commitment thrives when both partners respect each other's individuality while building a shared life together. It's not about clinging to each other out of fear of being alone. It's about choosing to be together because you believe the relationship enriches your life and your partner's life in meaningful ways. This choice is not a one-time event. It's something you renew every day through actions, not just words. There's also a quiet strength in commitment. It doesn't always look dramatic or romantic. Sometimes, it looks like showing up for the hard conversations instead of avoiding them. It looks like putting effort into rekindling connection when life's routines make things feel dull. It looks like forgiving, not because it's easy, but because you value the relationship more than holding on to pride or resentment. Commitment is what keeps couples grounded when emotions are running high, reminding them that they are a team, not enemies. One of the most misunderstood aspects of commitment is that it isn't about avoiding temptation or hardship. It's about creating a deep sense of security. When both partners are committed, they can be fully themselves without fear of being abandoned when they're at their lowest. That sense of safety allows love to flourish and intimacy to deepen. It creates an environment where vulnerability isn't risky but welcomed. In long-term relationships, commitment often requires adaptability. Life will inevitably bring changes. Career shifts, health challenges, family responsibilities, financial struggles, and each change will test the strength of the bond. Commitment means facing these changes together, adjusting and finding ways to grow, rather than letting life's pressures push you apart. It's the willingness to evolve as individuals while still nurturing the shared connection that brought you together. Commitment also means being intentional about the future you're building together. It's setting goals as a couple, making decisions with your partner in mind, and thinking about how your choices today will shape your shared life tomorrow. This forward-looking mindset strengthens the sense of partnership and makes both people feel like they're working towards something meaningful and lasting. Without commitment, love and sex can feel unstable. Love might be strong today, but without the reassurance that your partner will still be there tomorrow, it's easy for insecurity to creep in. Passion might burn brightly, but without a shared dedication to keeping it alive, it can fade just as quickly as it began. Commitment is the thread that weaves love and passion into something enduring, a connection that isn't just based on how you feel in the moment, but on the life you are building together. And perhaps most importantly, commitment is not passive. It's not something you can declare once and then forget about. It's active. It's in the way you speak to your partner, in the respect you show them, in the sacrifices you make, and in the choices you make every single day. It's in the decision to grow together instead of apart, to solve problems rather than run from them, and to keep choosing each other even when it would be easier not to. When love, sex, and commitment work together, commitment becomes the backbone of the relationship. It keeps the emotional connection alive, gives passion a safe space to thrive, and provides the stability that makes both partners feel secure. It's what turns fleeting romance into lasting partnership, and what transforms two individuals into a true team. In the end, commitment is not about perfection, it's about perseverance. It's about showing up on the best days and the worst days, about weathering the storms and celebrating the sunshine. It's about saying, we're in this together, and meaning it. Because in the journey of love, commitment is what makes the difference between something temporary and something that truly lasts a lifetime. Balancing love, sex, and commitment is both an art and a conscious practice. Each of these elements is powerful on its own, but when they exist together in harmony, they create a relationship that is not only passionate and secure, but also deeply fulfilling. The challenge is that each one plays a different role, and focusing too much on one while neglecting the others can cause the entire relationship to feel unstable. The perfect balance comes from understanding that love feeds the heart, sex fuels physical passion, and commitment provides the foundation that keeps both alive over the long term. When love exists without sex, the relationship may feel emotionally close but lacking in romantic spark. The partners might be the best of friends, sharing deep emotional bonds, but without physical intimacy, the passion can fade, leaving the connection feeling incomplete. On the other hand, when sex exists without love, the physical attraction may be intense but shallow, without emotional depth. This kind of relationship often feels temporary, lacking the warmth and security that come from genuine care and affection. Similarly, when love and sex exist without commitment, the relationship can feel exciting but uncertain. Without the assurance that both partners are dedicated to building a future together, insecurity and doubt can easily creep in, threatening the stability of the bond. Balancing these three elements means intentionally nurturing each one, instead of relying on one to carry the relationship. Love requires daily acts of care, understanding, and empathy. It grows stronger when partners listen to each other, celebrate each other's successes, and offer comfort during hardships. Love is the emotional glue, but without feeding it consistently, misunderstandings and emotional distance can develop. Sex requires attention too. It's not just about frequency, but about quality, connection, and mutual satisfaction. Over time, routine and life's demands can make intimacy less of a priority, but sustaining physical closeness is essential for keeping the romantic spark alive. This doesn't mean constant passion every day. It means finding ways to remain attracted to each other, staying curious about one another's desires, and ensuring that physical connection is something you both value and enjoy. Commitment, meanwhile, demands a different kind of effort. It's the decision to stay, to work through difficulties, and to keep building a shared life. It means making choices that protect the relationship rather than damage it. Commitment is often tested when times are hard, during disagreements, life changes, or personal struggles. And it's in these moments that its importance becomes clear. Without it, the relationship risks falling apart at the first major obstacle. To maintain balance, partners must be willing to communicate openly about all three areas. Many relationships struggle not because love, sex, or commitment is missing entirely, but because the balance between them is off and no one is addressing it. Honest conversations about emotional needs, physical desires, and future goals can prevent resentment from building and ensure that both partners feel satisfied and valued. It's also important to recognize that the balance between love, sex, and commitment can shift over time. Early in a relationship, passion may be high, and commitment may feel less defined, while later, commitment may be strong, but passion requires more conscious effort. Life events, such as raising children, career changes, or health challenges, can impact the energy available for love and intimacy. A healthy couple acknowledges these changes and works together to adjust, rather than letting one area wither away. Maintaining balance also requires personal responsibility. Each partner must take ownership of their role in nurturing love, keeping intimacy alive, and honoring their commitments. It's easy to fall into the trap of expecting the other person to make the relationship work. But a truly balanced connection comes from mutual effort. Both partners must be invested in keeping all three pillars strong. Another important part of balance is knowing when to give and when to receive. Relationships are rarely perfectly equal in every moment. Sometimes one partner may need more emotional support, while at other times they may be the one giving more. The key is to avoid letting one person carry the entire weight for too long. Balance is not about perfect symmetry at all times. It's about overall harmony over the long term. A relationship that achieves this balance feels safe yet exciting, stable yet passionate. Love gives partners the emotional warmth to feel connected. Sex gives them the physical spark that keeps attraction alive. And commitment gives them the assurance that they can face the future together with confidence. These elements feed into each other. When love is strong, sex is often more fulfilling. When commitment is secure, love can grow without nurtured. It can reignite passional closeness. It can reignite emotional closeness. In the end, finding the perfect balance is not about perfection. It's about awareness, effort, and intention. It's about recognizing when one area is being neglected and taking steps to restore it. It's about viewing the relationship as a living, evolving connection that needs care in all its dimensions. By consciously tending to love, sex, and commitment, partners can create not just a relationship that lasts, one that continues to inspire joy, passion, and trust, and last for years to come.